getting better audio for your audio and video projects with Future Moments. This is MacVoices. Welcome to MacVoices. This is the talk of the Apple community, and I'm Chuck Joyner. Folks, I'm a little depressed today because as we record this, we just got the news that NAB in Las Vegas was canceled. But my spirits came back up when I remembered that I get to talk to Gary Levitt, co-founder of Future Moments, because I feel like we will still be digging into the world of video a little bit. So I'm slightly consoled. Gary, welcome. Thank you so much for being here, especially on a day that is unfortunate for a lot of us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I hope we can lighten it up a little bit.
Well, I think we will, because the more I look at everything you guys put out here for video creators, the more I get really excited about it, and I want to learn a lot more about this. And I wasn't aware of your products until very recently. I've tried to do a little homework, but hopefully you can educate me and all of the viewers and listeners out there.
Yeah.
So what is Future Moments, and what do you specialize in?
Well, our elevator pitch is we make mobile apps for content creation. So we have a portfolio of apps that are good for audio creators and video creators. We kind of specialize in the audio realm of things. So, I noticed the Apple event, the big things that are coming to the iPhone 13 are amazing. The cinematic view, cinematic video. There's always such great progress with the lenses and photography and video, but often the audio is neglected. And that's kind of where Future Moments comes in. We have a lot of apps that specialize in getting really top-notch audio.
You're right. And of course, those of us that do any of this production stuff know that you can often get away with not so great video. People will forgive that, but give them bad audio and they will disappear on you in a second.
Yes.
So I also want to make sure we're going to focus on the iOS apps in your portfolio, but there are Android apps as well. So, I don't know how much of a crossover there is there, but we're gonna kind of tap the iOS apps. And when you say a portfolio, 1, 2, 3, 4, you've got 8 listed here under your iOS applications.
Yeah, and it's great, and we're growing, and we also started branching off into Mac desktop versions as well. So we're kind of getting our desktop versions really specialized for desktop, which is great because, if you buy the mobile version, you also get the desktop version.
Okay, so there you go. You got me already. So are the Mac apps available yet, or are they still in process?
They're all available. Some of them have specialized desktop versions, and some of them just work on the M1. But we're trying to really make the ones that work on the M1 more specialized for desktop. So we just released AudioMaster on desktop, so now it's available on iOS and macOS. We just released MicSwap MultiTrack on desktop, and we have AudioFix for videos coming any day now. It's so close.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take the list as it appears on your page.
Okay.
And the first thing I clicked, you got me. MicSwap, which is, according to this, a mobile recording studio.
Yes.
So tell us about MicSwap.
Well, MicSwap was our first app, and it's we have this MicSwap technology that we've used for a few different apps. Basically, it's a mic modeler, mic emulator, and recorder. So I can kind of show you here. It's you have different microphones, and each microphone has its own sound. So you can choose a microphone, record with it, and then you get a different sound, whichever microphone you choose. So we've used that technology in a couple of our apps, MicSwap being our first app, where you could just record and you can get really cool sounds. A lot of people are using MicSwap for films, so we have a boom mic. And, I like to say a DIY boom mic is MicSwap and a selfie stick. So you put this on a selfie stick and then you just hold it above the actors and you have a pretty good recording with a boom mic. Because MicSwap has a gain control also. So you can really get the gain, and as a VU meter, you can really get a nice clean sound going into your device. So that MicSwap technology we've used in MicSwap Video, which is a video app. You import a video and then you could chop up your video with different and give each track a different mic sound. And we also have MicSwap MultiTrack, which is a multi-track recorder for making soundtracks for musicians, making songs, voiceover artists, podcasters. A lot of podcasters are using it now. And it's pretty cool because with each track, you could assign a different microphone. So with each microphone, you get a totally different sound. So even if everyone is using the exact same source mic, they could all sound a little different.
Okay. and I have to say, you have some pretty impressive mics in here. But we're all familiar with the idea of like the guitar models. You know, you plug your guitar in and you can be playing through any combination of cabinets or heads or whatever.
Right.
This one though really intrigues me because, like you were saying with the boom mic, I'm only getting audio in through my iOS device mic. So no matter how good or how bad it is, you know, I'm limited by that. How are you guys doing the magic to emulate all these other mics and give me a better sound than I might get natively?
A lot of it is the audio engine, the compression we're using, and the EQ settings, and just some magic in the way it's coded. But I would say to get good audio, there's a simple equation, and it's called signal to noise ratio. You always want to have the highest signal so you have the least noise. So to get the highest signal, you put the microphone as closest to the source as possible. So if it's actors talking, you always want to get the mic as close as you can to them because then you're getting more signal and less noise. So if I pull it back from my mic like this, now you're hearing my voice, but you're also hearing a lot more of the room. You're hearing a lot more noise. So signal to noise ratio, always get as close as you can to the source to get more signal and less noise.
So, and to be clear, the only way for me to get audio into my iOS device to use this is through the microphone. You don't have any ability to, or do you, to plug an external microphone in and use that to deliver a superior input?
Oh yeah, totally. You can connect microphones, interfaces. I'm going through right now on SSL2 Plus, which is an interface that connects right into your mobile device. And then you could plug any microphone you want into the interface. They also make microphones that plug directly into your iDevice. So they have Lightning port chargers, Lightning port connections, and you can go right in. You could use, they make so many hardware mics now for iPhones and iPads. It's all starting to come together with desktop and mobile, where now if you buy an interface, most often the newer interfaces will also work on mobile devices, which is like just amazing.
So I can take, you're saying right now I'm on a Rode broadcaster. So I can take my Rode, plug that into my iDevice, run your software, and you can make it sound like any of these other mics that you have in the model.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Wow. That's going to be fun to play with. And from what you said, if I understood it correctly, I love the fact that I can do it live or I can do it with something I've already recorded.
Yeah, exactly. You could also just import something pre-recorded and change the sound of it that way. Or you could record live. You could also use MicSwap for streaming because we have a monitor button. So you press the monitor button, then you're hearing what you're doing. You don't even have to be recording. You could just be running out from your mobile device into Zoom or Ecamm or whatever you're using and streaming using MicSwap so you can get different microphone sounds and really kind of up your audio that way.
Gary, I'm going to have some fun with this on Zoom, boy.
Oh, cool. Yes, I can't wait to hear the results.
Yeah, I can't either. And I mean, there's some pretty impressive mics here. You've got a Royer Ribbon, you've got a couple Neumanns, um,
Hmm.
a Ribbon Fathead 2, uh, yeah, the traditional Shure SM58.
Yep. Yeah, I was a recording engineer for many years. So we're only using microphones that I'm familiar with from using them in various recording studios. So that really helped to get good emulations of them. And we're always adding microphones as time allows us as well.
I have to ask, how do the microphone manufacturers feel about this? Because now maybe I don't have to go and buy a Neumann. I can just run your model on it, and I sound like I've got one.
Oh, I would never say that it replaces the actual device. Yeah, there's a reason why a Neumann costs several thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
It'll give you a taste of it, but it's not the actual meal.
yeah. Okay. Well, now that's a really interesting phrase. I like that. I like that. So I guess MicSwap MultiTrack, MicSwap Video, you explained those three. So they're all basically the same thing, just in different stages and live versus recorded versus obviously multitrack.
Yeah, just for different projects. So if you were a musician, you wanted to make a song, you would use MicSwap MultiTrack. If you're a podcaster and you had different guests, you would use MicSwap MultiTrack. But if you're a video maker, you might get a lot of really great use out of MicSwap Video because you could import a video and then swap the different mics and really change your audio in that. And in MicSwap Video, we also offer reverb and delay. So you can really kind of jazz up the audio of your videos very quickly and easily with MicSwap Video.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a weird little app, MicSwap Video. It's just a weird little app.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it sounds like it can be put to so many uses, and the way, again, you've incorporated it into different apps from different angles in the production process.
Exactly.
That, I just find that so appealing. Instead of trying to just say, okay, this one app does everything, you're just saying, okay, if this is what you need, you get this. If this is what you need, you get that. You need something else, you get the third.
Yeah, I think it makes it easier as a user too. You're like, all right, I need this thing. Sometimes when there's too many features, it could be confusing. So we like to do, a few things really well.
Okay, so next up on the list is AudioMaster. What is AudioMaster?
So AudioMaster is an instant audio mastering app. So mainly for musicians and podcasters would use it, though filmmakers can also get great use out of it as well. So the mastering process is almost like it's the final step in audio creation, almost like color correction would be for a video. After you make a movie, you get it color corrected, then it's done, it's locked, and it's ready for release. Audio mastering is the same way. When you make a song or a podcast, you mix everything down to a stereo track. Now, what happens next is that stereo track is taken to a mastering engineer and it's brought up to optimum level. It's smoothed out a little bit. Each song is brought to the same volume, and that's mastering. So what AudioMaster does, it makes it so simple to master your audio. You just import it into your device and you export it, and it could happen within 20 seconds, and it's done. I think it's the fastest mastering on the earth right now.
I'm happy to welcome the newest MacVoices sponsor, Quip. Better oral health made simple. Go to getquip.com/MacVoices right now to save $10 on a Quip smart electric toothbrush. When was the last time you got rewarded for brushing your teeth? No, not just the satisfaction of doing what you're supposed to, but real rewards. With Quip's smart electric toothbrush, good habits can earn you great perks like free products, gift cards, and more. The Quip app connects via Bluetooth to the Quip app on your iPhone and tracks when and how well you brush. You get tips and coaching to improve your habits, and then earn points for daily brushing. Redeem those points for rewards like free products, gift cards, and discounts from Quip and their partners. There's so much more to know about Quip, but for now, I want you to start getting rewards for brushing your teeth today. Go to getquip.com/MacVoices now to save $10 on a Quip smart electric toothbrush. That's GetQuip, G-E-T, GetQuip, QUIP.com/MacVoices to learn more and get your smart electric toothbrush. Quip, the Good Habits Company. Get started right now at getquip.com/MacVoices. Thanks to Quip for their support of MacVoices. So, from a podcast production standpoint, a lot of us are familiar with situations where you and I are talking, and my audio is really hot and yours is very low, or vice versa.
Right.
And it gets worse if you get 3, 4, 5 people. Then you have levels all over the place.
Yep.
So usually we start talking about compression with those kind of things. Is in this case, is compression mastering? Is mastering compression, or is compression a subset of mastering?
Yeah, exactly. Compression is part of mastering. So what's happening when if you had a podcast with different level voices, AudioMaster will help smooth that out. It'll help smooth it out so everyone sounds a little more equal. You can't do miracles with audio, but you can certainly help it a lot with compression, especially compression and limiting.
Right. Does this sweeten the audio? Because that's another phrase we hear so often.
Yes.
This does that as well.
Yeah, that's actually, we write that in the app description. It will definitely sweeten your audio. You could tweak it yourself. We also offer 39 different presets, and it'll definitely, without a doubt, improve your audio.
You're chewing up my next 4 or 5 weekends.
Well, hopefully it's in a good way.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. All kind of toys to play with. This is great.
Yes.
Okay, so let's then, if that's AudioMaster, what's VideoMaster?
VideoMaster is the sister app to AudioMaster, where it's the same thing, but it's for video. So you import a video, and then it automatically it's instant audio production for videos. So it brings the audio up to maximum level, and it'll smooth it out. And you also have different presets to choose from, depending on what you're going for.
So with this, I'm importing my video track into this, and it's working on the track itself in the video file.
Right, just the audio track it's working on. So like if you ever gone, we've all been on YouTube and we've tried to watch a video where we can't get the audio loud enough. You're turning the volume up, you're cupping your hand around the speaker of the phone. VideoMaster will take care of that. So if you just ran your video through VideoMaster before uploading it to YouTube, it will be as loud as it can get without distortion, and it'll be smoother, it'll be more compressed, so all the voices will be even, and just really up your production value. Audio is so important with video, and it's often quite neglected.
That's very politely said. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're right. For some reason, everybody thinks you can just plug a microphone in and start talking. And I guess it's because with our eyes, we can see that I might be closer to the camera, I might be farther away. But with audio, people just think, oh, yeah, it's fine. And You're right. You get a lot more room sometimes than you intend. And it's fascinating to me how the microphone hears things that we kind of filter out in our brains.
That's a great way to put it. Very much.
Yeah, that dog barking over here, I never hear, but when you hear it on the recording, it's like, oh my God, it's Godzilla coming through the front door.
Yeah, and it's getting so easy to get good looking video. It's getting very easy to get good looking video, but it's still not that easy to get quality audio, because you need to have microphones closest to the source as possible to get a good clean audio sound and not so much ambient noise. For example, there's so many videos on YouTube that are like comedy sketches that are funny, but it's hard. It comes across as amateur because the actors aren't mic'd. There might be just like one microphone somewhere in the room, and the voices are different levels, and there's so much room sound. So a video like that can really benefit from VideoMaster.
AudioFix is next. Is that just what it sounds like?
Yep, exactly. It's exactly that. It just fixes, gets rid of some noise. It'll get rid of the noise in your videos, and it will bring your video up to maximum volume. reduces hiss. You could also mute the video if you need to. It's just like a quick fix for noise reduction.
Okay. Am I pronouncing this right? VideoVerb?
Yep, VideoVerb.
Okay.
Reverb. Instantly add reverb to your videos. And we just recently added delay too, so you could add reverb or delay for your videos. So this would be really good for musicians. A lot of musicians use it. If you're recording a live music video, a little bit of reverb goes a long way, because it just, it kind of like gives it a little sheen, a little polish that is so important in music. We rarely, there's like no songs that have no reverb. There's always reverb, whether you notice it or not. There's always a little bit of reverb on music.
And if you notice it, is it too much?
Sometimes it's used for effect. It really depends. A lot of the psychedelia songs from the late 60s, a lot of reverb, and it works really well. Just depends on the song. Maybe you want that in your song, so you could play around with it in VideoVerb. You might come up with something that surprises you. Like, you know what? I like it with this delay on it. There's this delay, there's this echo happening, and you're like, that is cool. I wouldn't have even thought of that if I didn't just experiment around.
Well, sure. I mean, the first thing any of us did when we got any kind of audio software, hardware, there's the echo button or the reverb button. It's like, yeah, okay, let's turn that up and see what it sounds like.
Exactly. Yep.
And sometimes you end up sounding like you're in a cathedral, but
yeah,
it's a lot of fun. But you quickly learn that, okay, that's fun to play with, but it has its uses, but in very limited quantities.
Yeah, it's like a new toy. You can use it for the wrong reasons. You're like, all right, maybe I'll just not use it so much. But Cathedral is one of the presets in VideoVerb as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Maybe you want to sound like you're in a big cathedral, even though you're just in your bedroom.
How many presets are in VideoVerb?
Oh, I forgot to count. I would say there's probably at least 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can have a lot of fun with that too.
Yeah, and there's also a wet-dry slider, so you can choose how much of it is on. So it gives you so many options. You can just put on 10% Cathedral or 100% Cathedral, which would sound like you're, really in a cathedral, a big cathedral, maybe too big of a cathedral. But a lot of options with the wet-dry and the different presets. And then there's custom reverb. You can make your own reverb, and custom delay. You could dial in your own delay and also use the wet-dry. So pretty much can get any reverb or delay sound you want.
For the folks that haven't heard those phrases or terms before, wet and dry, can you explain those a little?
Sure. So all the way dry is no reverb or no delay. All the way wet is 100% wet. It's all the reverb, very little of the source signal. So if I'm singing a verse and I put it all the way wet, you're just hearing the reverberation of the voice, almost like you're very far away and you're hearing this bouncing off of walls and buildings, and you're just hearing the reverb sound of it. But, usually 20% would be good depending on the song. Something around there, you got to play with it. But you can get a lot of different sounds out of it. So dry is no effect. Wet is 100% effect.
Got it. Thank you. The last one on this list is Hear Boost, HEAR Boost. Again, I can guess what it is, but what is it?
Yeah, so Hear Boost is probably our simplest app. It's just boost your microphone of your device. So if you just want to hear conversations around you a little better, you can put in your earbuds and fire up Hear Boost, and you could boost your microphone up to 200 times. So when I thought of the idea, didn't realize how many people that have hearing problems would be using it, and I'm become shocked. I didn't know that hearing aids were so expensive, and it's kind of sad that hearing aids are so expensive. But a lot of people are using Hear Boost to just improve their hearing, and whether they want to hear the TV a little better, they're wearing earbuds and they're using Hear Boost and having the device near their TV, and then they could hear it a lot better. So it's basically just improves your hearing We also have a voice filter on it, so it can kind of filter out everything so you can hear voices a little better. And there's an equalizer, so if you want to dial in certain sounds, you could dial in the exact sound you're looking for. So pretty much a simple app that just helps your hearing.
So if I've done some damage to my hearing from loud music over the years or whatever, I've probably lost some of that high end.
Right.
With this, if I really wanted to, if I really needed to hear something that was predominantly high end, I could dial that back in using this.
Exactly, with the equalizer. So with the equalizer, it's fully adjustable. You could either enter an exact frequency or just slide it over. And if you've ever gotten a hearing test, like I have a notch around 2K that I've lost in my left ear, so I can dial that in with HearBoost. Just give me back my 3 decibels of 2K that I lost, and that'll do it. You could dial in anything you want exactly. And there's also a Q adjustment, and the Q is the width. So you could have a narrow bend at 2 or a wide bend at 2K.
Okay. People that are familiar with hearing loss probably have had those discussions with their audiologist about, how they've lost it. And in this case, what that you called it a notch. I've never heard that term, but what that notch looks like and how wide it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, after you do a hearing test, you'll get the frequency readout chart, and it tells you everything. It'll tell you exactly where your hearing loss is, at what frequencies, and how many decibels you've lost.
Hopefully that doesn't apply to too many people, but if it does and you need it back, here's the solution for you, just sitting there in your iPhone waiting for you.
Yes, and then there's also those people that are using it to eavesdrop, which is a lot of people are doing that.
We would never think of something like that, Gary. Come
on. Well, to be totally confessional, that's how I thought about it. I was on the subway, and there was people having a conversation. I really wanted to hear them better. So with MicSwap, I kind of turned on the monitor and started to boost the gain a little bit, and I was able to hear them. And I was like, wow, I'm just totally eavesdropping, and they have no idea. And I was like, there should be an app for this.
It's not bad enough that we have to worry about our phones being hacked. Now Gary's going to be walking around with his phone listening to our conversation.
Yes. But don't worry, we don't collect any of your data on any of our apps.
Sure you don't, Gary. Gary Levitt of Future Moments will be back in the next edition of MacVoices to talk more about their mobile production apps, as well as how he is running a virtual company and the unusual way he found a partner in that company. We also talk about the Future Moments pricing model that makes all of the apps we're discussing very easily accessible to you to either own or just try out for yourself. All that next time on MacVoices. Until then, and as always, I'm Chuck Joyner. Thanks for watching. Visit MacVoices.com for show notes and to connect with Chuck on social media. Get involved in our Facebook group or like our Facebook page, and get more out of your Apple tech with MacVoices Magazine, free on Flipboard and on the web. And if you find value in it all, consider supporting us through either our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/MacVoices or by making a one-time donation via the PayPal link on our front page and in the show notes of each episode. You will join these fine people who help bring you MacVoices. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at backbeatmedia.com. Bandwidth provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com.